All right, guys, on this very first episode of The Mirror, which is where I give my opinions, I wanted to give you a little education on how tariffs actually work. A tariff is a tax imposed by a country on imports. So, this whole thing with Trump putting a tariff on Chinese steel, that means the tax comes in after it comes into the country, which means the manufacturing companies that are buying the steel have to find a way to pay that tax. So it makes the Chinese steel more expensive than the American steel. And so they decide, well, if I'm going to either pay this tax or I'm going to buy the steel that was more expensive in the first place, but is now less expensive because they put a tariff on it. It's used to basically make people buy things that they don't want to buy at the price that they don't want to buy them for because they have to pay an extra fee or tax on the cheaper item, which evens it out. So therefore, if they do buy the cheaper Chinese steel and pay the tax, they end up passing that cost along to the consumer, who then has to pay a higher price for the product because they're using a more expensive steel. This still happens when they use the American bought steel too. They will pay a higher price for the product because you have to offset that so that the companies can get their profit. This is how the tariff is supposed to. This is how a tariff actually in reality works. It's not a good thing to be put on to products when you're trying to create a competitive market. But when you're trying to keep things isolated, if you want American products bought, like American steel and American corn and American this and American that, then putting a tariff on an international product like an English import or a Chinese import, since that's what's going on right now in this current trade war, is they put this stuff together so that it makes the guys manufacturing stuff pay for the local product, or charge an even higher price for the regular product so they can buy the product they were buying in the first place so that they can manufacture whatever they're going to manufacture out of it. So if we see a rise in prices in automobiles, knives, anything that's made with steel in this country, construction prices for high steel buildings goes up, that's going to be because of the tariffs. That's how a tariff works. Just like the Chinese consumer has to pay more to the Chinese company because the Chinese company is going, well, we want to get this American product because it's cheaper for us to bring the American product in than it is for us to buy a local Chinese product, which might not be as readily available because there's not as many, because China is right now a pseudo communist state. Even though they're dabbling in capitalism, they're still pretty much a communist state. And it makes it so that they want people to do this and that and the other thing. Now, I'm not going into all the political crap that caused this stuff. I think tariffs on anything is stupid. There's no reason for you to try and force people to buy things when you could really just look at, there's a whole other political and social type of thing that has to go along with making sure that we get better products. I mean, my opinion on the whole thing is tariffs are stupid. CEOs and executives don't need to get as big a bonus as they currently get. You could be reinvesting in your company, reinvesting in your people, keeping good people there, keeping good people working, and maybe pushing so that other countries start to bring their lower class workers up higher and pay them more by trying to find a way to make it more lucrative to a company to pay people better in other countries if they're going to move things out. But that has nothing to do with tariffs, and it's just a final aside for what I was talking about. So thanks for watching this very first episode. There might be more in the future. I'm doing it this way with making live stream first so that I can get things done. And so enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Do all the little stuff in the comment section. Troll me out if you want to.